Hello, pardon the ugly face. I'm dominated by Buckingham Palace with the internal pixelation, AI molecules. So my corneas can lock and unlock, so can my ears. I have an AI headset implant, and it's based on bribery from Africa. Long time coming, arranged from before conception. So anyway, thank you for joining me. This is Aether Sayana by Mona ZGRR, daughter of John Cusack. And what I want to discuss briefly, just to give you the basic level, is you can learn the powers of the highest angels, the most arcane. So people said to me a long time ago and throughout the past decade, why don't you vampirize? Vampirize, become a vampire everywhere I go. Doesn't matter where I am. Become a vampire, become a vampire. And I always tell people I'm once bitten already by a vampire from who is the king of India. He's one of the kings of India. And he bit me in my apartment. I wasn't in on it. At the time, he could be Taliban related. He could also be related to President Obama, more than likely. But I don't know by which percentage. So in any case, he bit me, my soul screamed out, but I still maintained it because it wasn't my choice. So I'm going to explain to the people in the vampire community, no longer to suggest that to me anymore because I have two shifts. Okay. One shift that I have is the vampire shift. Now I don't have control over it. The angels in heaven, whether you think that's myth or not, heaven, a molecule place. Angels who also have DNA and molecules, is the highest scientists already know, such as Bill Gates and Bjorn Friedrichstad's kin, is that they control my vampire shift. So if I'm betrayed, I become a vampire through angels saying, look, you're going to be a vampire. We're not going to deal with you anymore. But I also have an angel shift, right? Because I'm related to Nephilim, I'm related to angels, and of course, everybody in the Middle East knows that about me. Everybody in Africa knows that about me, and they have puns for it. Oh, her father's a fallen angel, or her father rejects God, and they say stuff like that. They mean John Cusack and his brothers, for example. So in any case, I'm Taltos related. Okay, so I'm beyond Nephilim at this point. Also, always remember that I'm the prototypic clone of Kimberly Rochelle Keith, who was assassinated as Mughal Queen of France by King Osama bin Laden's family, Janet Jackson, Bill Clinton, to name a few. And I always try to remind people, pardon this fiddle, is that there's no way you can resurrect a liquefaction death. You can't resurrect that. You have to clone, you have to regenerate, you have to renew the cells and regenerate a brand new body. So, they try to use false DNA fibers to make me look like her and, pass the bind and DNA tests and blood tests, and it still hasn't worked because I'm not her. So anyway, moving on. I just want to say that I'll explain to vampires why I decline to vampirize again at will. Here's the thing. The highest angels have powers that are genetic and biological and microbial and molecular and cellular that vampires cannot mimic. Now, maybe they can mimic it with scientific technology, but not even the most arcane vampires can withstand the power of an angel. I'll explain to you how powerful they are. Okay, first of all, one thing an angel can do, they can telepath their brains, not just the pineal gland, also the cerebellum. Okay, they can connect them, and it can be a network, and they can transfer thoughts and DNA over 1 billion miles away. Literally. Okay, who wouldn't want to be able to do something like that? All right, I'll see you later. They can also transmit biological DNA, bone marrow, and blood from their spine to the spine of a relative. Okay. That spine can be 1 million miles away, literally. They can still transfer it. So it's not just transferring like in a physical way, like, point A to point B, where I see the transference. It's also a matter of ancestry, heritage. You can also dopulate that ancestor in you and try to grow that blood in you, in your spine, and that bone marrow. So I thought that was pretty interesting that they can do that. And another secret that I found out is that the government knows angels personally. Okay. They only tell that and teach it to the people that are inducted at birth to learn that, in a certain circumstance. So, for example, let's say you wanted to go to Harvard to be the top physicist. Only go to Harvard if you're invited. Okay. The same thing with Oxford. Even if you could put up $1 billion in cash and pay your own way, everything, even if you could prove yourself, to me, that's just my opinion and my advice. If you're not invited in infancy, don't go. So, they know these things and teach these things in a private school. So, for example, University of Maryland College Park has a time travel, has a time travel school. Everybody's not invited. Okay. Doesn't matter how much money you have. You have to be invited. Money's involved, but so is social politics. So, they would know these secrets about angels. They have ways of murdering angels. For example, there's a device that the military, the Italian government, the Chinese government, and the U.S. military uses against angels. So do Germans. It's called molecular sizing. And what they can do is if they spot an angel and they see him or her in a location, they can molecularly size them. They can assimilate them in another location, such as how CERN has the assimilator. That's not the first assimilator that's ever existed. They can transfer them and cage them. And they don't necessarily have to be humanoid related for that to happen, in case you're wondering. So, what's another advantage of an angel is that they can kill. So, just like the Bible says, they can kill, thousands with a variety of tactics. Yes. Okay, here I come.
Il n'était pas venu égrener des milliards à Marseille, avait-il prévenu Emmanuel Macron. Le chef de l'État annonce tout de même 1,5 milliard d'euros pour la cité phocéenne. Une partie ira à l'hôpital de la Timone et l'hôpital Nord. L'urgence est sanitaire, assure le chef de l'État en pleine période de Covid. Elle est aussi sécuritaire pour équiper les policiers marseillais avec un nouvel hôtel de police. Urgence enfin éducative avec la possibilité donnée à 50 chefs d'établissement de recruter eux-mêmes leurs enseignants. Une expérimentation qui sera menée dès la rentrée prochaine.
Emmanuel Macron n'est pas venu faire seulement des promesses, dit-il, mais il veut prendre des engagements pour Marseille, la capitale du Sud, en proie au trafic de drogue et qui souffre d'écoles et logements délabrés. Premier volet, lutter contre l'insécurité.
C'est une véritable traque, une politique de harcèlement des trafics.
And I was attacked.
Ici, sur le terrain, au plus près, et jusqu'aux têtes de réseau à l'étranger.
Et pour cela, des moyens sont alloués. 200 policiers en 2022, 500 caméras de surveillance, 222 voitures et motos supplémentaires, mais aussi un nouvel hôtel de police. Des annonces plutôt bien accueillies par certains syndicats de police, mais ils attendent de juger sur le long terme.
On va être très vigilant vis-à-vis du ministère. C'est important qu'on donne les moyens en matière de procédure, de travailler pour pouvoir justement repousser cette insécurité à travers les trafics d'armes et de stupéfiants.
Deuxième axe, les logements insalubres. Le gouvernement s'attaque aux logements indignes, avec 10 000 logements à réhabiliter dans les 10 ans à venir.
Requalification du centre-ville, les chantiers doivent s'engager immédiatement. Je compte sur la mobilisation de tous les acteurs.
Troisième plan d'action, l'urgence sanitaire. 169 millions sont prévus pour réhabiliter les hôpitaux, la Timone et ceux des quartiers nord. Enfin, l'État participera à la rénovation de plus de 200 écoles. Là encore, vigilance des élus locaux.
Si les choses ne se font pas, on va pas au bout.
Just so Genevieve Hill And Emily is seen, don't continue to challenge me over the car.
Et puis, dans les quartiers difficiles,
Insurance.
une révolution s'annonce. Les directeurs des écoles pourront choisir leurs équipes pédagogiques. Ce plan pour Marseille devrait largement dépasser le milliard d'euros.
On attend toujours de savoir qui dirigera l'Afghanistan au pouvoir. Désormais à Kaboul, les talibans consultent. Ils pourraient dévoiler leur gouvernement demain, après la prière du vendredi. A-t-on évoqué la présence des femmes ne semble plus forcément d'actualité. On fait le point à Kaboul avec Cyril Paye.
Si on se base sur la rumeur dans les rues de Kaboul, effectivement, c'est incessamment sous peu, il va y avoir ce gouvernement. Ce haut responsable, Youssouf Hamadi, qui est un des porte-parole des membres de la ligne dure du commandement taliban, l'a laissé entendre effectivement à mi-mot. Alors, est-ce que c'est une question d'heure, de jours? Ce qui se dit aussi, c'est que le grand chef...
Thank you for watching. I'm sorry about the interruption. I'll be back on later.
serait en chemin ou serait déjà à Kaboul.